Welcome to Lead from the Front. We got a special episode coming up today. Free insurance informational. This is very important information. Make sure you guys check it out. Lead from the Front. Welcome to Lead from the Front, another episode. Today we're doing something a little different. We're bringing some much needed information about life insurance. Lead from the Front, we just felt like it was time. We were like, it's August. I've already donated to 5 GoFundMes. We've seen it all over the place. So we just wanted to make sure we brought that information to the people. Everybody needs it. I brought my partners with me from Lead from the Front. I got Alan Justice, I got Chris Perdue, and we have a special guest also with us, Tara Johnson, who knows a lot about insurance. So we're gonna get some information from Tara, and just make sure we get the information to you, the people. How you doing, Tara?
I am doing fine.
Good.
I'm glad that you asked me to be a part of this.
Absolutely. So if anybody doesn't know, I know a lot of people know. Life insurance is one of those things that's kind of taboo. People don't necessarily want to talk about it. The reason why we asked Tara to join us is because she was very open. She contacted me. She had some excellent information, and I just wanted her to share that with everyone.
Well, nobody ever wants to talk about life insurance. We will spend our money for car insurance. We will spend our money for our house insurance.
Right.
But nobody ever wants to talk about life insurance. We may never, ever in our lifetime use either one of those insurances.
That's true.
We may go all our life and never have to make a claim on our house insurance or car insurance. But one thing is for sure. One day we're going to leave here and that life insurance is going to get used. But the real thing is, I lost a son due to a house fire, and we were underinsured. So you imagine having to recoup from a house fire, along with having to pay for a funeral, along with the grief that goes along with that. So we didn't do a GoFundMe page. We didn't throw money in a pot. We creatively chose how we were going to maneuver that. And it was very difficult to come out of that and recoup from that. So what I like for people to understand is, don't be afraid of something if you don't have the information.
All while mourning.
Absolutely, all while mourning. And so, it's taking us longer and longer to bury our loved ones because the capital for doing that is not there, because we don't have policies in place to take care of that. The other thing that I like for people to understand is that it's not just a vehicle for your last
just burial and
it's not
end.
yeah.
It's not just that.
So I just recently had a great granddaughter, awesome little girl. She's only 4 months old, but the first thing I did when she turned 10 days old was to insure her. Now, it is so cheap right now. It is a good policy. I have a good amount of coverage on her. So by the time she gets old enough to take that policy over, she has some cash value in there.
Absolutely.
So my thought process was, I started now for her. I will pay it, and God willing, I'll be here when she graduates from college. And at that point, she can say, look, I want a down payment for my house, or I want to pay off my student loans, or whatever she wants to do. But she has that option to borrow against that policy. I think that we are just misled because we were always told that it's only for burial. There are other companies, you're going to have a couple of them on after me, that have other maneuverabilities with their policy. I think that what we need to really do is take a little bit right now, I call it a marble. I'd rather get you while it's a marble coming out of your pocket versus a basketball. Because here's what happens. Insurance is based on age. That is the primary thing. So the older you get, the more it's going to cost. So why not stop right now, today, whether it's a marble,
Absolutely.
a golf ball, let's get it before it gets to be a basketball.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then let's get things in place so that we don't leave that burden on those that are around us that have to take care of things after we're gone. It is very, who would have thought that my son would have left here at 27 years old? Never would have guessed it.
Nobody thinks that.
Never would have guessed it. It would not have crossed my mind. But you know what? I wasn't doing insurance when he died at 27. But I'm glad I'm doing it now. And I would love to just keep educating people and say you don't have to. People think that you have to buy this enormous policy.
Right.
You have to leave all this money for somebody.
Right.
No. But you do need to have enough to pay for your final arrangement.
At least that.
At least
right?
that.
You know, because
You know-
a lot of people, you know, think that when I have to get insurance, I have to, you know, leave my kids $1 million and all that. But if you
Absolutely
couldn't
not.
afford that when you were living, you can't afford it
When you die. And I tell you what, it used to be back in the 60s and the 70s, we could sit around our kitchen table and everybody throw money in a pot and it was enough to bury somebody. Those days are gone. Those days are absolutely gone. Our kitchen table cannot finance that anymore. So we need to be proactive like we are about everything else in our lives and make sure that we do that.
You see that all over social media. I mean, you see
Absolutely.
the GoFundMes, you see the tragedy, people trying to mourn their loved ones, and then they're struggling to pay for the burial, struggling to do that, and it's just a wrong time to have to worry about financial burdens.
Absolutely, and I'm going to tell you, recently there was someone that passed away, and they've been gone for over a month, and actually what they decided to do was cremate them. They didn't want to do that. That's not what they wanted to do. In fact, I don't think the family believed in cremation, but they were left with no choice because you have to do something.
Absolutely.
And so why not make sure that you can do it the way you think and the way you believe it should be done.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, that's exactly why we wanted to have you on. We appreciate you coming by to give us some information. I'm super excited about it. I'm glad that people are going to be getting this information. We thank you for joining Lead from the Front.
Absolutely.
Thank
you for having me.
And I just wanted to bring up the fact that we are in the beautiful Peacock Cafe downtown Toledo. So we got some reunions going on. We are bringing an event to the city. So that's why we're in this atmosphere. It's a beautiful atmosphere. If you're in Toledo, come check it out. So we're back.